Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So I wanted to seek the blessings of Radha Madhava, Radha Shyamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Nrsingadev, Jagannath Baladev, Subhadra, Gaunitai, Simani, Dasa, Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So today we wanted to start a run through the first canto. And we'll see how many chapters that we can summarize. We're not going to look at the verses one by one. Just wanted to get an idea of what is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and starting from chapter 1, which is called Questions by the Sages. So it begins actually with the Mangalacharana. Actually, the first verse is a very interesting verse. We can actually look at the first verse. It's just the most incredible verse. Just see if I can find it. Here it is. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadhyasya Yato Anvayat Itiratas Chateshu Abhinyan Sware Tene Brahma Hridayat Adikavaya Muyanti Yat Surya Tejovari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Te Sargo Amrasa Damna Swena Sada Nirasta Kuhukam Satyam Param Dhimahi. This is the beginning. What a verse. And we can see it starts with Om. And this verse, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, a very important mantra. And it ends with Satyam Param Dhimahi. This is regarded to be actually a Gayatri mantra. So the verse says as follows: O my Lord, Shri Krishna, son of Vasudev, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, destruction of the manifested universe. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations. He is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge onto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of water seen in fire or land seen on water. Only because of him do the material universe is temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental mode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. This is why the Bhagavatam is considered the highest of all scriptures, because immediately the focus is brought onto Sri Krishna and his glory. So this is one of the reasons why Bhagavatam is regarded to be the topmost scripture. So the obeisance, after the obeisances, then next bit is about how Bhagavatam propounds the highest truth. And as soon as one hears this message of the Bhagavatam, then the Supreme Lord is established within the heart. It's very powerful. And also how thoughtful men, actually they relish Bhagavatam. Whether one is realized soul or one is on the path to Godhead, this Bhagavatam is very dear to both. Therefore, this fruit has become more tasteful because we're hearing it from the lips of Sukadeva Goswami, who's a parrot. And when a parrot eats a fruit, when he bites into fruit, that fruit becomes even more sweeter. So we're hearing this from the lips of Sukadeva Goswami. So it's very relishable. Now, the sages, they worship Sutta Goswami, and these are 5 verses. The sages in Naimisharanya are gathered to perform 1,000-year sacrifice because Kali Yuga has just started. Lord Krishna left, and the sages wanted to put a hold on Kali Yuga entering. So they decided to do this 1,000-year yagya, and they were successful. So now they were started to take shelter of Sutta Goswami, and they wanted to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam from Sutta Goswami, who heard it from Sukadev Goswami, as we will see shortly. So this is the setting at Nemi Sharanya, very beautiful setting. And they inquired about, they put some questions before Sutta Goswami. Not that they did not know the answer, but they wanted Sutta Goswami to explain these answers to these important questions for us, for the in the age of Kali Yuga. So they especially desire to know what is the ultimate good for people in general and the essence of scriptures. So this is what is very important for us. They also glorified the Lord and requested to go to speak about the Lord and his incarnations, because listening to these pastimes again and again really helps us, and they're fresh. Every time you hear, it's not these pastimes are dull and boring. We've been through the Bhagavad Gita so many times. Every time we go through it, it's we learn something new, and it's ever fresh. The sages also accepted Sutta Goswami as the captain of the ship for those who desire to cross the difficult ocean of Kali Yuga. This Kali Yuga is really hard, and it's very important that we understand that we are in a delicate position in Kali Yuga. It's like water on a lotus flower, a leaf, and you can fall over anytime. So the captain of our ship is our spiritual master, and Srila Prabhupada, and we are very lucky. We have this Bhagavatam that we can sit in and take shelter of. This is a really nice picture, actually. So what are these 6 questions? What is the ultimate benefit and good for mankind? So, and the answer is given. Sutta Goswami answers these. What is the ultimate benefit? It is to become free from material bondage, develop love for God through bhakti. Very important. What is the essence of all scriptures? The essence of all scriptures is that Sri Krishna is confirmed as the only object of worship, and establishing one's lost relationship with him in bhakti is the highest of this all scriptures, substance of all scriptures. That's the essence. Knowing that Krishna is the only object of worship, and we have to re-establish our relationship. Why did Krishna appear in this world? To reclaim those in the mode of pure goodness. So, and yeah. Describe the wonderful deeds of the Lord when he assumed the different forms of Brahma, Shiva, etc. So then that is given in chapter 2, where the Bhagavatam explains how Vasudeva creates the material substance, enters into as the Purush incarnations. The Purush incarnations are the three Vishnus: Karanadakshaya Vishnu, Garbhadakshaya Vishnu, and Shiradakshaya Vishnu. And Cantos 3 and 4 explain this in detail. Fully describe the activities of Lord Hari's incarnations within the universe. So chapter 3 of first canto describes all the different incarnations. Where have religious principles gone after Krishna's disappearance? Yeah, amazing question. So where are they? Where are the religious principles? Thus, Bhagavad Puran is as brilliant as the sun. It has arisen just after the departure of Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion and knowledge. Persons who have lost their vision due to a dark, dense darkness of ignorance in the age of literature get light from the Purana. So these are the 6 questions. There are 6 answers. That's chapter 2. It's called Divinity and Divine Service. So before replying, Sutta Goswami, because questions have been asked, so now he's answering those questions. But before answering, he is giving respects to his spiritual master. This is a very famous verse. Nasta Presha No, that's the how that go? Narayanam Namoskatya Naram Cheva Namarotamam Devim Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriya. So he's paying his obeisances to after the spiritual master, to the Supreme Lord, Narayan Rishi, Mother Saraswati, goddess of learning, and on to Srila Vyasadeva. Some people say that demigods should not be, they should be ignored, perhaps. But here we see right at the beginning of Bhagavatam, Sutta Goswami offers his obeisances to Mother Saraswati. So then he answers the first 2 questions, like we've already gone through. And these verses are very powerful, actually. By rendering devotional service unto God, unto Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment, Gyan and Vairagya from the word. And any occupational duties, they need to be centered around God rather than self-centered. Otherwise, it's just useless labor. So whatever we do, somehow we have to link it to God. Whatever our dharma is, whatever our occupation is, somehow we have to link it to God. Otherwise, we're wasting time. And Sutta Goswami explains how the absolute truth has 3 aspects: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. And those can, we have to perform through knowledge and detachment, some tapasya, bhakti. And this pleases the Lord. He advises that with one, we must put one pointed attention here, glorify, remember the Lord. So this is very important. The focus has to be very clear. Otherwise, we can really become misled, especially in this age of Kali Yuga. Otherwise, we will not be able to cut the binding knots of karma. And it's a gradual process from Shraddha to Prema. So by serving the pure devotees, one gets a taste for hearing the message of Vasudeva. Then that the Lord in heart cleanses the desire for material enjoyment, and bhakti is established within our hearts. And fixed in this goodness, enlivened by contact with bhakti to the Lord, devotee gains positive scientific knowledge of God. It's not, what's the word? This is not some sentimentalism. We love God. Well, it's backed up by knowledge, and that knowledge is not just some belief. It's actually proven scientific knowledge, positive scientific knowledge. So this is the advantage of having this gyan through Srimad Bhagavatam, bhakti through Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva in order to create, maintain, and destroy the material universe. Of these three, we can only get the ultimate benefit from Vishnu. This is very interesting. Because sometimes we have this Trimurti and people are thinking they're all on the same level. They're not. Brahma and Vishnu actually are regarded to be devatas, very important devatas. But the ultimate Supreme Personality of Godhead is Vishnu. Therefore, we do not worship the demigods. We respect them. We give them their proper pranam. But it is only the Supreme Lord, Krishna and his plenary portions, who can be worshipped. Because they are the only ones who can give us this prema bhakti, give us this love of God. So then Sutta Goswami explains the three Purushas. In the beginning of the material creation, the Lord creates the energies of cause and effected by his own potency, cause and effect by his own potency. And then he enters, so he comes as Karandaksha Vishnu. Then he enters into each universe. Because from Karandaksha Vishnu, many universes come. In each universe, he enters as Garbhadaksha Vishnu. And then again, into every living entity appears as Paramatma, Shiradaksha Vishnu. So this is the answer to the third and fourth questions of the sages. Then chapter number 3, Sutta Goswami explains these Purusha avatars, how Karadaksha Vishnu is lying on the ocean, the Karana ocean. And from him, when he breathes out, millions of universes come out of his pores. And into each universe enters Garbhadaksha Vishnu, from whose navel sprouts a lotus flower, on top of which is Lord Brahma. So Lord Vishnu is the creator of Lord Brahma. And within the lotus, there are the 14 planetary systems, and Earth is in the middle of that. So Sutta Goswami is giving a little idea of the structure of the universe. And he's explaining about Garbhadaksha Vishnu, from whom then Shiradaksha Vishnu comes, who is Paramatma. So from Krishna comes Balaram, then the Chaturvyu. From there we have the Narayan, Lord Narayan, Vaikuntha, and then another set of 4 incarnations, from whom Sankarsan comes Karadaksha Vishnu, Garbhadaksha Vishnu, Shiradaksha Vishnu. So there is a genealogy of Supreme Lord here. This is Karadaksha Vishnu, just lying there, breathing out. And one of his breaths is equal to 311 trillion, 40 billion years. And that's the lifespan of a universe. And then here, Garbhadaksha Vishnu enters into every universe, from whose navel comes this lotus flower, on top of which is sitting Lord Brahma. Very powerful. These are the 14 planetary systems, of which Earth, Bhur, is in the center. And then from Garbhadaksha Vishnu comes Paramatma, who is situated in everybody's heart. Then the Sutta Goswami describes the different Lilavatars. So Bhagavatam is very fast in coming to description of different personalities. He starts with the four Kumaras who were born from Lord Brahma. There they are, four Kumaras. Sanat, Sanak, forgotten the other names actually, if anybody remembers. Then the second incarnation is, this is Saktavesh Avatar. These are empowered souls. Narad Muni. He's empowered with Lord's Bhakti Shakti. He's also known as Shaktavesh Avatar. Here he is. Varaha, Lord Varaha, boar incarnation. He appears twice. During the first Manu, the earth remained submerged in the water of devastation, so he appears as a white bull, lifted the earth. During Chakshush Manu, he was red and he killed Hiranyaksha. Here he is. Then we have Matsya Avatar, fish incarnation, saves Satyavata Muni, the end of the first, and at the end of Satyayuga, I think. Yagya, he appeared as Indra, actually, no qualified Indra, so Lord took the position of Indra. This is Yagya. Naranarayan, partial expansions of Krishna and Arjuna. There they are. Exhibited the art of renunciation. Kapil Dev. We'll talk about Kapil Dev in Canto number 3. Especially his instructions to his mother. Very powerful instructions. Dattatreya, the son of Atri and Anasuya, is the combined incarnation of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Very powerful. Hayasirsa, Lord Hayagriva, is the horse incarnation. He saved the Vedas and handed them back to Lord Brahma. Hams Avatar, Lord, the swan incarnation. Due to bewilderment, Brahma could not answer some of the questions put forward by his sons. At that time, Lord appeared as a swan and he answered the questions. Prishni Garbha, the incarnation appeared before Dhruv. He created the planet known as Dhruvlok for the habitation of Dhruv Maharaj. So Dhruv, we'll see again in one of the cantos, Dhruv, a boy, he did tapasya to get the darshan of Vishnu, and Vishnu came as Prishnigarba. This is the swan avatar. Rishabdev is the eldest, he's the son of King Nabi and Merudevi. His eldest son was Bharat Maharaj. And we'll go through Canto 5, his pastimes. This is Rishabdev preaching to his 100 sons. Prithu Maharaj. So, he's again a Shaktavesh avatar. He's an empowered soul. Again, we'll talk about him in one of the cantos. There he is. He was actually churned out of the body of his father, who was a terrible person. The sages churned and appeared this amazing personality. Nisingdev, half man, half lion. We talk about him in the 7th canto. Kurma, the tortoise incarnation, is described by Sudha Goswami. We've talked about him as part of the Kumbh Mela pastimes. There is. And in this pastime, we heard so many different incarnations of Lord Ajita, Lord Vishnu had come, Brahma, Shiva. They were both present in this pastime, as Mohini came as well. And that Dhanvantari appeared, Lord of medicine through the churning. So many incarnations. Dhanvantari, here we go. He appeared with a pot of nectar. This Mohini, form of beautiful woman, tricked the devil, the demons, and took the nectar away and gave that nectar to the demigods. Vamandev is briefly described, the dwarf incarnation, also known as Trivikram, who takes 3 steps and covers the entire universe. Came as a small Brahmin boy. Parshuram, Bhragupati, son of Jamdagni, a Muni, and Renuka. He came just before Lord Ramachandra, Raghavendra, Ramchandra. And Ram came performing the pastimes of ideal human being, setting the standard of behavior in this world. This is the parivar of Lord Ramachandra. No, it's not the parivar. It's his brothers and Hanuman. Then 21st is the Vyasdev, son of Parasar Muni and Satyavati. He divided the Ved into several branches, sub-branches, seeing that people in general were becoming less intelligent. And he's the author, Bhagavatam. Then Lord Balaram, 22, first plenary expansion. He acts as Krishna's older brother in their pastimes in Vrindavan. He's the first expansion of Krishna, Balaram. And Lord Krishna himself, the original form of the Lord. And this fantastic verse appears, or 1/4 of a verse, Krishna Stu Bhagwan Swayam. Krishna is the original supreme personality of Godhead. Then Lord Buddha comes in this age of Kali Yuga in Gaya to stop the unnecessary animal sacrifice which was being done to exploit in the name of the Vedas. And Kalki, last incarnation in this age of Kali Yuga, he's the son of the Brahman Vishnu Yas. He will appear in the village Sambhal, the end of Kali Yuga. He will mount a horse, Devadatt, and take his sword. That horse apparently is in Jaipur. We were lucky to have darshan of him in this last yatra we went on. He will kill millions upon millions of degraded barbarian humans. And he will begin Satya Yuga all over again. This is Kalki Avatar. And there you go. Text number 28. This is the one, Krishna Stu Bhagwan Swayam. Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the universal form, where Krishna shows his gigantic presence in this world, is actually imaginary, because the Lord has no material form. When the living entity is graced by the Lord, he becomes enlightened with self-realization. So, only unreserved, uninterrupted bhakti to Krishna can allow us to know his full glory and transcendence. And then this wonderful verse, how Bhagavatam has come just after the departure of Krishna. It's as bright as the sun. And those who have lost their vision due to darkness of ignorance in age of Kali can get light from this Purana. So this is the final question that was posed by the sages, and he'd answered them. So, can do one more chapter if we can. Then Shonak also glorifies Sutta. He asks him a history of the Bhagavatam. How did Vyasadeva get the inspiration to write this? And how did Parikshit meet your spiritual guru, Sukadev? And why did he give up his body on the banks and fast until, why did he sit on the banks and fast until death? So Sutta Goswami explains about Vyasdev sitting on the banks of the Saraswati River. This is in Kedarnath, near Kedarnath. And he foretold a deterioration in the age of Kali Yuga. So he divided the Vedas into four, and then he wrote the Mahabharata Puranas. But he was still not happy. He was still not happy. He wrote so much. He was still feeling something is not complete. Something is not right. And he was himself thinking, was it that he had forgotten to describe bhakti? And just as he was thinking like this, Narad Muni came to his ashram. So let's stop there, and then tomorrow we'll continue with chapter 5. Any questions, any comments?
Prabhu,
Yeah.
so Hare Krishna.
Hare
I
Krishna.
didn't understand that bit where you say the Lord form is illusionary.
Oh, the universal form. Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes. See, the universal form is, when the Lord showed it to Arjun, for example, he
yes,
showed Arjun the devatas, and he showed how Duryodhan and all of them were, he was, they were entering his mouth, and he showed them so much. He showed him so much. But that form only exists in this material world. That form does not exist in the spiritual world. In that sense, it is illusory. It is not a permanent form of the Lord. It is just to inspire those who have doubt that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. It's just to give them the confidence that this is no ordinary personality. Okay, we are seeing Krishna in human like form, but he's not human like. He is purely spiritual. But in order to convince those souls, he produces his universal form, which is only present in this material world, to convince them that I, Krishna, am not, an ordinary human being. So that's why it is regarded as an illusionary. Um, the concept of the universal form is illusionary because the Lord has no material form. If you look at the aspects of the universal form, it's all about demigods. It's different, in fact, different incarnations are also shown in that. But it's mainly about the devatas. It shows the demons going into the mouth of Vishnu. So it's in that sense, it's like it's almost like a material form. Does that make sense?
yes. Now it makes sense. Thank you. Also, Kalki Avatar. You said the host is in Jaipur.
Yeah, apparently, when we went a few years ago, we went to this temple in Jaipur, which has Kalki Avatar, baby form of Kalki Avatar. And just outside the mandir is another small temple dedicated to Devadatta, the horse. And that horse has got a um, small mark on his right foot, back right foot. And that mark is reducing slowly, slowly, slowly reducing. And when that mark is gone, apparently Kalki, the horse, will appear at that time. And he will, and then Lord Kalki will jump on him. Or he will go to Shambal, sorry, he will go to Shambal, the horse. And that horse is meant for Kalki. Yeah, so apparently the horse is there in Kali Yuga. The deities. It's a really big horse, very very beautiful. They don't allow taking pictures, but it's fascinating. So it's in
Is
Jaipur
it?
near
Oh,
Govindjit Mandir. Yeah,
oh, Govindji Mandir. That's where it is.
nearby. Yeah, probably about a 10-15 minute walk from there.
Okay. And you said the horse will become real, isn't it?
Yes,
When
yes.
the mark is gone
Right.
completely.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. That's correct.
And where will Kalki appear? Shobal?
Chambal, Chambal. That's
Well,
Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh.
okay.
Yeah.
Shambal. All right. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah,
Thank
now I understand.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for your questions and listening so carefully. Thank you.
All right.
Anybody else? Any questions? Okay, so we can stop there. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Vyasdev ki jai, Sutta Goswami ki jai, Sukadev Goswami ki jai.